Hello and welcome to Erik Penser Bank. I'm Ludvig Svensson. I'm an equity analyst here at the bank. With me today, I have Klaus Sindahl from Hansa Biopharma. Welcome.
Thank you so much for your interest in Hansa and for reaching out on the back of our Q3 report.
Yeah, thank you. So Klaus, could you please go through the highlights from your Q3 report?
Absolutely, pleased to do so. So overall, Hansa is actually on track to achieve our key objectives for 2021. First of all, we have secured agreements on funding in the first 3 countries, including Sweden, Finland, and the Netherlands. Also, we have submitted health technology assessments in 10 countries so far, including Norway, Denmark, Italy, Scotland, Israel, Germany, and UK. And actually, we expect to complete HTA filings in the largest 5 European markets by the end of this year. So everything is on track in terms of our commercialization. Also, beyond these markets, we have recently submitted marketing authorization applications in both Switzerland and in Israel, which we expect to receive feedback on sometime next year. On the pipeline activities, we have seen enrollment picking up in AMR and in GBS recently. We had additional 7 patients recruited in AMR. So now we are at 19 patients and on track to meet our target of 30 patients by the first half next year. And in GBS, we have also seen a pickup. We have so far recruited 14 patients and are also on track to complete that enrollment by the first half of next year. In our anti-GBM indication, we have initiated dialogue with the FDA on a regulatory path forward and expect this dialogue to be concluded by sometime during this fall or by the half year here, as previously guided. And then we are also pleased to see that we have initiated the first center for enrollment of patients in the US, our randomized control study, also called ConfIdeS. And here we expect to engage with 12 to 15 centers across the US and recruit 64 patients. And the first center is now open for recruitment in San Antonio, Texas. So we are looking very much forward to get that rolling. So bottom line, all our milestones are reconfirmed and everything is on track.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Klaus, for that wrap up. And in conjunction with the Q3 report, you presented commercial metrics for Idefirix launch in Europe. Could you explain these metrics and what you have accomplished so far?
Yeah, absolutely. So we think it's important to put a metric in place for investors and analysts to monitor and follow the progress of the company and our commercial launch strategy. And so far, the metric we have designed is defined around 4 pillars. So first, pricing and reimbursement. So the funding piece is very important, obviously, to get going in particular markets. And as I said, we have secured funding in Sweden, Netherlands, and Finland. Then secondly, these health technology assessments are a critical component to get there in terms of funding, where our drug, imlifidase or Idefirix, as it's branded commercially, is being assessed from a health economic point of view. And it's in Sweden and Germany, it's been justified as both cost effective and potentially cost saving. So it's a very critical component in the way to get funding and full reimbursements. And as I said, we have now filed in 10 countries. We expect to file in additional 4 countries in the fourth quarter and actually complete these submissions in the largest 5 markets in Europe. So a very, very critical component in our journey towards commercialization. Thirdly, we are also talking about clinical readiness, so that we actually set up clinics ready to take on patients. They get the proper training, they get KOL engagement. educate them around the protocols, and not at least we are setting up logistics. So this is also a very critical component in order to take on patients. So far we have prepared 9 clinics and are working with additional 9 clinics to get on board to take on patients. So this is also pretty much in track. Then the fourth pillar is the awareness, and it's critical for Hansa in the imlifidase technology that we increase awareness around patient organization, around the clinics. And we have participated recently at the ESOT Congress in Italy, and where we have engaged with more than 30 KOLs, we have had symposiums, we have had presentations. So we are increasing the awareness around our technology and how we can meet this unmet medical need. So this is how we define the commercial launch strategy. So it's not necessarily only about sales, but we are building this foundation for our future growth.
All right. Yeah, that's interesting. And how many transplantation centers are you currently working with so far, and what is the feedback that you have received?
Yeah, as I just mentioned, we are now in 9 clinics and are working with additional 9 clinics. So in total, 18 clinics, leading clinics or priority centers, as we call it. And the feedback is very good. It's very encouraging. The clinicians, the KOLs are very excited around this innovative therapy. It's one of the biggest innovations in transplantation for so many years. So we see very, very great excitement around this product, which can meet an unmet medical need and treat these highly sensitized patients who up until now have not had any other chance than remain on the waiting list and on dialysis. So they are very looking very much forward to now get patients on board.
Yeah, I understand. So in terms of news flow, what can investors expect over the next 6 months?
Yeah, first of all, we all set now for the US trial. So we will recruit the first patient any day. And as I said, we are targeting 64 patients across the US at around 12 to 15 clinics. So of course, that's a huge milestone for Hansa to get that going, because this is our entry into the US market. Secondly, we are also seeking clarity with the FDA on a regulatory path in anti-GBM, so the first indication outside of transplantation. Last year, we announced very encouraging data in anti-GBM, and we have initiated this dialogue with the FDA and expect the dialogue to be concluded any time here towards the end of the year. And then thirdly, we also expect to complete enrollment in the 2 phase 2 programs in GBS and in AMR sometime during the first half of next year. So that's the news flow to look out for. And then obviously, as we have talked about, we are also in dialogues with a number of companies in the gene therapy space. So you never know when something could materialize from that.
Yeah, I understand. So 2022 is shaping up to be an exciting year for Hansa, right?
Absolutely. We are pretty much excited about our technology and the progress we're making, both commercially, but also on our programs.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Klaus, for that wrap up.
You're welcome. Have a good day.